All right, well, welcome to another episode of Twincast, everybody. It's great to have you here and great to be having this fantastic discussion with Andrew here today. Today, we're going to talk a bit about the Sprouse twins. So, for those of you who have not heard of the Sprouse twins, they are from The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. They've been in various movies. Right now, Cole is currently acting in Riverdale or whatever's left
Basically,
of
you haven't had a childhood if you don't know who they are.
Yeah, sure. Fair enough. Yeah. So, hopefully none of our audience have missed out on a childhood or childhood within their adulthood, but so yeah, that's a bit of what we're going to talk about today. Andrew will give a bit more of a synopsis on, I almost called him Zach and the other Cody, so used to that. A bit on Dylan. I'll give a bit on Cole. We like to kind of have one focus on the other because twins, while they are twins and together, they have some various things that they identify as together, but they're also their own unique individual, so kind of like to highlight in that aspect.
Yep.
So I guess you can lead us off with a bit on Dylan, and then I guess I'll talk a bit about what I saw on Cole.
Sweet. So we're going to go ahead and start with the birth of Dylan. He was born 15 minutes before his younger twin, which is a long time, but Wade and I, we're used to a long time because I was 22 minutes before my twin.
And I was 24. Best 24 minutes of my life.
So it may seem like a long time, but for us, like that's a little less than what we're used
15
to.
minutes. I don't know if that's a long time.
I mean, some twins are born like boom, boom.
Yeah, I guess I've never given birth, so probably
Hopefully
like
that
microwave
happen.
minutes.
So the Sprouse twins were born in Italy, actually.
Yes.
So something I did not know.
Mm-hmm.
I just always assumed they were born in the U.S. because, I don't know, I guess my feeble mind thought that.
I mean, why would you know that they were born in Italy unless you knew,
Yep. So they were born to Matthew Sprouse and Melanie Wright. So, yeah, I'm guessing they moved to Long Beach, California pretty early. It says 4 months after they were born.
Yeah, so they were both born in Italy. I believe their parents were doing some kind of teaching stuff with kids over in Italy. Maybe I forget exactly what they were teaching them, but they were doing that. Then they had their kids and decided to come back to the States. Yep. And they were, I think, Long Beach, California, decided to move back there. I believe it was the aunt inspired them to get straight into acting. They've been acting pretty much their whole lives. Some of their first roles were in commercials and the sort. Their first big movie that they were in was the 1999 Adam Sandler movie, Big Daddy. I don't know if you've ever seen the Adam Sandler movie, but it's about Adam Sandler who, I think it's he gets a kid out of nowhere, and then at first I want to get rid of this kid, and then fights his whole legal battle to keep him. It's a good movie. But the neat thing about it is in the movie, it's just one kid. And the reason they cast the Sprouse twins for it is because California's labor laws prohibited child actors from working super long because of child labor laws and all that. So California, they would typically hire twins because they look the same and you can get away with having them act for longer periods of time without running into trouble. And it's might be easier for them to remember lines. I don't know, but that's what they did for their first big role.
Yep.
I didn't know this. Have you ever seen the movie Master of Disguise?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. I was looking there. Apparently, it got terrible reviews. I was like, dang.
Are you kidding me? I love that movie.
Apparently, it was apparently it was really awful. Okay, fine, whatever.
It says his role was young pistachio.
I had no idea.
Geezy.
Yeah, I thought that young pistachio was only in I think it was 1 or 2 scenes. So I don't even know.
So there's a whole bunch of different films that they've acted in and television series, but we're going to go ahead and skip to we're going to highlight the big ones.
The only one that you care about, essentially.
The only ones we care about, really.
Oh, my gosh.
Which is The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody.
That was a pretty solid show.
And for those of you who don't know, we got Zach is who Dylan played as. And Zach was the troublemaking, ornery...
He was the
bad
cool twin.
The cool,
the
bad
cool one.
cat, I guess. He was the one that liked to make trouble. And you'll hear about what Cody kind of was like in a little bit with how Wade.
Nerd.
Yeah, he's kind of the nerd, but
You're a nerd.
that's not for me to explain. That's for
Okay,
Wade.
Lazy.
So we're going to go ahead and fast forward a little bit because The Sweet Life of Zack and Cody was a television series from 2005 to 2008. And for those of you who don't know, there's also a sequel series called Sweet Life on Deck
Yes.
Yeah, Sweet Life on Deck with Zack and Cody, and they both were able to come into those roles, and they were just older, and it was just it was a different show. It was similar but different because of their age, and it was a really cool thing. So in 2017, we're gonna fast forward a lot. So
just skip over everything.
He's 25 at this point in 2017.
25?
He's 28 now, I believe. They're both 28.
Oh, okay. I was about to be like, I don't know. I need to do the math on that one. Okay, go on.
So he was cast in the thriller film Dismissed as the lead role of Lucas Ward. He actually took a break from acting to go ahead and go to New York University's School of Individualized Study, and he obtained a 4-year degree in video game design. So this is when he took his break. This is after the Sweet Life on Deck ended in 2011, and this is a fun fact I didn't know until doing some research. He identifies as a heathen.
Do you know what heathenism is?
So heathenry is a religious movement. It's a new religious movement, and it's got Germanic roots. It's also termed heathenism, contemporary Germanic paganism, or Germanic neo-paganism. And I'm not going to get into it because it's a very complex religious movement. Like it's not even really like one solid thing.
It
like
has a lot of like Norse, like I don't know how
heritage and background. Yeah. But there's not a lot of like there's not a consensus of what the beliefs are now. So there's a lot of different ideas even within the heathenry movement. So he's identified as a heathen since the age of 15. So that was just a fun fact.
Keeping it consistent.
Yeah. So in 2018, this is after he graduated from New York University. He actually opened his own meadery, and me being I didn't know what a meadery was.
You gotta play Skyrim, you drink some of that Nordic mead. Anybody? No?
So
okay,
I guess mead is a mixture of honey and like alcohol, and it's kind of fermented, and it's a drink.
Yeah, yum.
I've heard of a winery, but a meadery apparently it's the same concept except with honey, not grapes and stuff.
Sure, yeah.
So that was interesting, and he still has that open today. It's in Brooklyn, Williamsburg. So if you want to go check it out,
let's go.
I ain't going, but you go for it. And it was actually named the All Wise Meadery, and it's a reference to his heathen religion. So that's just a fun little fact there. So yeah, he's kind of lived a silent life since then. He's trying to stay. He doesn't want any big roles in any TV or movies. He's trying to stay out of big roles. And I've read he's actually trying to step away from acting almost altogether, which is a little bit different than what his twin's doing.
Complete opposite, yeah.
Yeah, so I'll let you go ahead and talk about the twin now.
Yeah, so Cole, in his current life, is kind of taking the opposite direction. He's getting more into acting. But I'll back up a little bit on kind of early life. So I actually have a correction here. So I earlier said their aunt corrected. It was actually their grandmother. She was a drama teacher and an actress. So my mistake there. But most of their early career was shared together. I mean, most of their early roles, again, with the Big Daddy, Sweet Life, other roles, they did a lot of it together, and that was kind of their charm a bit. currently their net worth is $8 million each, which I kind of thought was funny, at least according to some celebrity net worth site I saw. So who knows? Maybe it's fake news, but probably not. I thought that was kind of neat how they both had the same net worth, even though they took totally different routes. But I guess when you're an entrepreneur, you can make some good money, and acting has good money as well. So I just thought that was neat because their combined net worth is pretty much 16 million, and I don't know. I just thought that was kind of funny. You'd think one would have more money than the other. I don't know if they compete at all. I know me and my brother, we compete a little, so just like, oof, okay. So anyway, yeah, so they kind of acted a lot together in their early life. Their big debut I'd consider it be the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. It was just kind of a beloved series. Went on for a few years and was good enough to have the Sweet Life on deck. It was still good. They had a movie as well for that show. I remember reading this last night. For each episode of the Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, that they got paid $20,000. I was like, wow, that's.
Sheesh.
I was like, wow. But I mean, no, that's the market for you. That show obviously made good money. Disney, I think will be okay. If they pay kids $20,000 an episode, Disney, they're doing all right. But it was also a beloved TV series, and they had the ratings to back it. So,
Mr. Mosby though,
I hope that man made like $1 million an episode. I
he
loved
deserved
him.
it.
It was so good. It was a good show. Just so many good moments in it and stuff. And it's kind of neat how different the two of their routes went. And it's also neat, too, because they're one of the few child actors to not have major scandals. I mean, they have their moments. But usually what happens with kid actors is they don't always turn out the best, which is a shame. But also, whenever from someone of their youth, all they know is acting, they get all that attention, and not always the healthiest. Like, for example, Miley Cyrus, I guess, like, some have argued that she was essentially abused on set because there was so many working hours and just a lot on her. And, when you're a young child, that adds up, and everybody knows who you are. There's a lot of social pressure there. So, and one of the things that in human interactions, the biggest thing they want or need that is often overlooked is the feeling of importance, and it's something that needs refreshed on the daily basis. And when you're a child actor, you get that feeling of importance like gushing in all the time, and then once you kind of go down, it just drives you mad. So somehow the Sprouse twins have been able to avoid that for the most part. Like, I haven't seen anything where they had any big moments.
Yeah.
So
we also looked for some like drama between them, like other than a little couple Twitter wars that they have every once in a while.
Boys talking crap.
Like, for the most part, they keep their life pretty private.
Yeah.
So I think that's why we're not being able to find anything. But I'm guessing they've probably had some bigger.
I mean, there's some
arguments,
stuff like looking at Cole's stuff. Like he's jumped into the realm of politics a bit. He's a Bernie bro. He recently, back in I believe June, was arrested at a protest for George Floyd. I seem that he's out now, and he kind of took the route of I don't want this movement to be the focus of the movement. Just kind of focus on the other stuff. So I mean, Cole's been in the spotlight to an extent with that, but even then, I wouldn't consider that anything major. I mean, so, but I know currently he was working on Riverdale, and he was. You see, the thing that stinks is that I haven't really watched Riverdale a whole lot, so I don't know a whole lot about it. But he was dating Lily Reinhart, and it didn't end very well this year. They broke up right before the pandemic, so oof. So that's awkward. But it just kind of, there's nothing major. I mean, of course, just like anybody who's living life and dating people, there's always going to be drama with that.
Yep.
But other than that, in his personal life, he attended New York University in 2011. But after deferring a year, he was interested in studying film and television production, decided to enroll in the Gallatin School of Individualized Study, which just to pursue humanities and particular archaeology, according to this Wikipedia page. But him and his brother both did graduate in May of 2015. So they both child stars don't normally go to college and graduate, so good for them on that one. That's kind of a hard accomplishment. And he even has his own personal photography website, took classes for that at NYU when he was there. And just, yeah, he's been doing stuff like that. So he's been keeping busy. Both of them have, just in their own way, which I think is neat how they both have gone their own separate route. Cole's going down, seems like the more, I don't know if I'd call it traditional, but the more, actually maybe traditional Hollywood, like good route of keeping his crap together. Whereas Dylan is deciding to go more into the private life of just owning a business, doing all that. So it's kind of neat how, and I mean, I think Dylan has been in a few things here and there, but
yeah, I just find it interesting that he doesn't even really desire to have a big part anymore. I mean, so I kind of wonder if their personalities play into that at all.
Oh, definitely.
Their paths, I guess, because it seems like Dylan is not as much into the spotlight as Cole is.
Yeah.
Which, from watching the show, you would think it's the opposite.
You would think, which I thought was funny. There was let me see. I think it was Selena Gomez. Let me look. I don't want to get this name wrong, but I think it was where. Oh my goodness. Let me scroll down and find this first. Because I know there was something that happened on The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody that was like, oh, I need to find this because I don't want to be wrong. Whatever. I'm just going to say Selena Gomez because I'm like very confident that's what it was. So there was a crossover episode where she was on The Sweet Life of Zach and Cody, and Selena, she had a crush on Cole Sprouse, but on screen she kissed Zach in the show. So she kissed Dylan even though she had a crush on Cole, and I guess it was like horrible for her. She's like, oof. Like, I wanted the other one. It's like, oh gosh.
How old is she? Like, that seems like. Who did you say that was?
I thought it was Selena Gomez. This is why I'm like, oh my gosh, just type it in.
Age. She's 28. She's the same age as them. That makes sense. Man, that's funny.
Gomez kiss.
Yeah, that's watch Wade be spreading false information right
Selena
now.
Gomez first kiss with Dylan Sprouse. I can play the video on my computer, but yeah, no, I was right. Yep, Cole Sprouse roasted Dylan's first kiss with Selena Gomez. Let's see what Teen Vogue has to say. See, these are like publications I don't normally read. Selena Gomez recently revealed that she had a longtime crush on fellow actor Cole Sprouse back during their Disney days, but ended up having her first kiss with his twin brother Dylan. Selena wasn't thrilled about the kiss. It was one of the worst days of her life. On the Kelly Clarkson. That is
so funny.
It's like, that is so awkward. Dylan was eager to poke fun at his young self, too. He tweeted a pic from the Daily Mail Snapchat about Selena's throwback tail, which a current-day Selena has shown in contrast with a pic of young Dylan. Yo, get that pic of him in the fedora to really sell the message. Oof. Yeah, Sprouse tends professional jokesters, especially when their target is each other. Well, of course, you got to talk some crap. Yep. Oh, that's great. I figured so. See, I remembered.
That's funny.
Oh, man.
That's bad.
What do you mean that's bad? That's hilarious.
Like, poor girl.
Oh, man. That'd be crazy. Imagine a girl has a crush on you, has to kiss your twin brother. Hilarious.
In front of him, too.
On camera. Shoot. Everybody knows now.
I mean, that $20,000, though.
I'd kiss Selena Gomez for $20,000 or less. 20,000 less.
Oh goodness.
Oh man. Actually, what's a recent picture of her? I'm just kidding. I shouldn't be doing this right now. This is supposed to be a modest podcast. But yeah, so that's a bit of brief on Dylan and Cole Sprouse. I thought it was neat. It's just a nice, it's actors.
Nice, simple little podcast episode.
Mind their own business,
Yeah. There's not too much craziness on them. I mean, I think we can probably find a set of crazy twins here pretty soon and
maybe
go nuts.
Or get a first interview.
We could get a first interview, but it's kind of hard with. We're gonna blame the pandemic on this.
Oh
we're gonna blame COVID.
COVID. Get in line.
That's why everyone doesn't want to
Uh-huh.
listen to our podcast or.
Oh, God, no. Not even close. Because they have bad taste. No, I'd say we'd get some viewers. Anyway, yeah, so I don't know. I kind of want to do one soon, but
Yeah.
we'll see how that plays out.
Well, I think that's all.
Yep. All right,
This
well.
is pretty short, easy.
Anyway, that's all I got. Goodbye, everybody.
Thanks for watching.
Yep, thanks, and like always, yeah, have a good day.
Yep.